Wood, but not just wood, insulated wood. A core component of some tier 2 and tier 3 building sets alongside a bunch of vital crafting stations, there will come a time in Conan Exiles when you'll need to farm up insulated wood, and today I'll be teaching you exactly how to do just that. For this guide you will need the following requirements: the Journeyman Mason feat, unlockable at level 20 to make insulated wood, access to any carpenter's bench, the best pick and hatchet you can use, and access to a dryer from the Dried Preserves knowledge, unlockable at level 19, alongside some bark for fuel. Making insulated wood is a fairly easy process that fortunately doesn't throw up too many challenges. However, the main bottleneck will be processing time, so we'll tackle that in this guide also. Insulated wood is crafted in any carpenter's bench with a base cost of 1 dry wood and 2 resin to make a single piece of insulated wood. So let's tackle the composite ingredients first. Dry wood is a fairly easy ingredient to get a hold of and can be attained either by crafting or harvesting, though crafting will be the easiest avenue. That being said, we will touch on harvesting quickly. If you need some in a pinch, harvest the dry dead trees around the Black Galleon or any other spot on Siptar or the Exile lands. They shouldn't be too hard to find. The dry wood you get from this method is honestly pretty dismal, even with hardened steel tools, and you're better off sticking with crafting it instead, but you can get a few pieces from this method. To craft dry wood, you'll firstly need to get a fair amount of regular wood. How do you get that? Chop a tree. Dry wood can then be crafted in the dryer. You can use 5 branches to make a single piece, which I wouldn't really recommend, or you can use a single piece of wood to make 2 dry wood and 1 piece of resin. Unfortunately, the crafting process throws up 2 issues. Firstly, each craft is 15 seconds, which if you need to make thousands of insulated wood is not fast enough. To get around that, you can just build more dryers and split your supply between them to expedite the overall speed. The second issue is the output. 2 dry wood and 1 resin, whereas a piece of insulated wood requires 1 dry wood and 2 resin. You'll inevitably end up with more dry wood than you need, but we'll touch on how to deal with that overflow later. Now, let's cover resin. Resin can be crafted or harvested just like dry wood. However, I think harvesting will likely be a better option to get this good old tree juice. To harvest resin, use a pick on any living tree and you'll get plenty of the stuff. Any biome that has a lot of living trees is perfect, forests especially, and you'll get lots of bark for your tannery or your ever-growing empire of drying racks. It's a little slow, but it's still much faster than crafting it. As for crafting resin, do you remember everything I taught you a moment ago about making dry wood? Perfect, we're doing it all over again. Drying out wood in the dryer will create resin as a byproduct. You get 1 piece of resin per wood, so it's not insanely fast, but it's a steady flow that can be supplemented further by harvesting. And most importantly, the resin you get from crafting is pretty much AFK, so you can be passively generating resin while you're doing other stuff. So when you have this stockpile of dry wood and resin, it's time to make insulated wooden planks. Head over to your carpenter's bench and throw in your dry wood and resin at a 1:2 ratio, meaning 1 piece of wood for every 2 pieces of resin. Hit craft and after 10 seconds you'll have your first plank of insulated wood. Now you are going to have to deal with the byproduct of having too much dry wood. No matter what crafting bench you use, you are going to end up producing just too much dry wood for the resin you have, unless you really stock up from harvesting. From there you can do one of 3 things. You can harvest extra resin to get more insulated wood, you can drop the dry wood, though I wouldn't recommend wasting it, or you can simply use it as fuel. Dry wood burns for 48 seconds, much longer than the 10 seconds of regular wood, so it's not a terrible fuel option, I guess. However, I would definitely recommend harvesting extra resin unless you really don't need any more insulated wood. Making insulated wood can take a while, but fortunately it gets much easier through optimizations. The best station to use for this is actually the improved carpenter's bench. It makes crafting 50% faster and applies a 25% cost reduction, meaning each piece of insulated wood costs 1 dry wood and 1 resin, which significantly reduces your resin demands. Additionally, whilst the improved carpenter's bench is also faster, if you simply build 2 of these and split your supply between them, that makes the whole process even faster. For insulated wood, the improved carpenter's bench is the best option. Now that you finally have your insulated wood, what can you actually use it for? Insulated wood is used in the Aesir, Black Ice, Insulated Wood, Yamatai Tower and parts of the Zingaran building set, alongside a bunch of crafting stations, storage options, weapons, armour, deco and more. It's something that almost every player will have a need of at some point, and if you need to farm it, you're in luck, as I've just taught you exactly how to make and farm insulated wood. Thank you for watching. The entire crafting tree for wood is honestly pretty simple, with insulated wood being the most difficult but still not that hard. I wasn't sure if it was worth making a guide for shaped wood, as it's pretty simple stuff, but if you guys want that, or a guide for making any other things like this, just let me know in the comments. Anyway, that will wrap us up for today. A massive thanks to our wonderful, esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. If you want to support the channel yourself, check out the Patreon through the link in the description, or join as a member here on YouTube by clicking join just below this video. Take care, and I'll see you soon.